Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new episode of my weekly watch roundup, where I run through those things I've been watching, film and TV, over the past 7 days. So let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, the past week, what have I been watching? Again, I'll split this up into film and TV sections. Yeah, it's a Sunday afternoon. It's about 5 p.m. I'm exhausted. I'm truly exhausted. I don't know why. I've been working at home over the train strikes, over that sort of period. I've been getting up at 3:30 to drive my missus to work, so my sleep's been very broken in that sense. She's caught up on me. It's caught up, and again tomorrow I've got to get up at, I don't know, I'm yawning. I could be up at 4:30 tomorrow. I'm just exhausted. I am. So apologies if I feel a bit, if I come across as a bit sort of subdued, more so than what I usually do. Just need a good sleep, good night's sleep. Maybe one day, maybe when I'm dead, I'll get that good night's sleep. But anyway, so if you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, if you haven't pressed that subscribe button, you know what to do. Go down the bottom, press it, join the channel. When I am done, maybe leave me a comment or two on what I've been watching, what your thoughts on it are. Have a little bit of a discussion, a little bit back and forth. Do reply to all comments. Anyway, let's just get into it. So, should we go with film or TV first? What should we do? Film. Film. Okay, so first film I watched this week was The Wave. It's a 2015 Norwegian disaster movie. It is in Norway with English, well, or Norwegian I should say, with English subtitles. Now Norway is a beautiful country. I have visited it. I've been on a cruise up the fjords, and it is amazing. And what this film is about a landslip that occurs on one of the mountains, and it coming into the water causes a massive, big 80 metre high wave to come down the sort of fjords. It's something that has actually happened, not to that degree, not to that height in the past in Norway. And it's only a matter of time before it happens again. And this film is based around that concept and around this family that are caught up in it. It does sort of hit standard beats of disaster movie, but it was made on a budget of $6 million, which is small, but it's a fabulous film. I mean, it looks good, you know, the effects are good, you know, for what it done on $6 million, it is fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. I really did love it, so much so that I've also got The Quake to watch. Now, The Quake will be coming next week, and I'll tell you about that. We'll do a review for it this week, as I'd done a review for The Wave about 5 days ago. But The Quake is actually a sequel to this. Same family, different disaster. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So next up, Crimes of the Future. Okay, yes. Now, I've reviewed this. I've reviewed all these films individually, so you can check them out. Now, Crimes of the Future is a film by David Cronenberg. Now, David Cronenberg, he's a master filmmaker. Let's you know, not beat any bones around. You know, he's done some fabulous films. The Dead Zone, I believe. The Fly remake, Jeff Goldblum. Drive, which was '96 one, where people have car crashes. I think James Spader was in it, and then there's this underground sort of sex cult that they all get together and have sex after car crashes, or some nonsense like that. Anyway, so David Cronenberg is an acquired taste. I don't know if it's a taste that I like, and this new film is set in the future where humans are adapting to sort of the world as it is, you know. It's a really odd film. It's It's got visuals in it that remind me of Cronenberg's Existence, which I haven't seen for a few decades. Visually, it's got some stuff that did remind me of that, because it's so out there, it's so different. But the film is ultimately about people losing the ability to have feelings like pain receptors. At the same time, they're growing new organs inside the body, and there's this, again, this sort of underground art movement where people like watching these body parts being removed, or people self-mutilating and all this sort of thing. Some very, very weird stuff. And it wasn't really for me. I can't fault the directing or the acting or anything like that. Viggo Mortensen stars, Christian Stewart from Twilight fame. Just very, very... I mean, my review does go very much into detail. It was a review that I was very pleased with what I'd done, in what I had to say about the film. So go check that out. Another review that I was very pleased with was one that I done yesterday for Elvis. Yes, I watched the new Elvis film, and a very positive review. I liked it, I loved it, I thought it was very good. I enjoyed doing the review. Being aware of Elvis and his music and all that sort of thing, it helped me out with the review, and put a few sort of comments in there, played for laughs and this sort of a thing. So I enjoyed the film, I enjoyed reviewing it. Tom Hanks was wonderful in it. The geezer who played, I can't remember his name now, who played Elvis, wow, he was very good. That's it. So that's the films for this week, just those three. So now let's jump into TV. Okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi, final episode. Wow, what blew me away, wow. Okay, I had an issue with the third sister storyline. That didn't sit right for me. It's an open-ended, Obi-Wan let her go, and she must pose a risk, right? I didn't feel that her storyline was really warranted in the series. I feel that whole thing could be removed and you don't really change the narrative of the series whatsoever. I didn't ever get a motivation. It just kept flitting from one thing to another, and I didn't get what her motivation was, to be honest with you, or the reasons why she was really doing what she was doing. It wasn't delved into. The actress, fine, she was very good. I enjoyed her performance. I just didn't like where that character went. The beatdown that Obi-Wan gave Darth Vader, fantastic. That really cemented the ending of the Obi-Wan and Anakin relationship, where Anakin fully accepts the dark side and becoming Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan finally accepts that Anakin is actually gone. Anakin is dead for all intents and purposes. So it was fabulous in that sense, and great having the Emperor back. I did wonder, as many people did, whether we were going to get Qui-Gon Jinn. After the Emperor appearing, I thought we might not get Qui-Gon, but then when Qui-Gon appeared at the end, I wanted to just sort of fist bump the sky. I was so pleased. It was wonderful to see Liam Neeson back in that role. Fantastic. Then we had Strange New Worlds, new episode of Strange New Worlds. What I deemed to be the weakest episode of the series thus far. It felt like they wanted to jettison part of the Doctor's storyline and bring it to a head very, very quickly. This storyline revolving his daughter who's ill, and then the transport buffer, and finding a way for her to no longer take up any story elements in the series, basically. It was all done through this sort of storyline that Star Trek has been renowned for in the past, where a weird thing occurred on the ship and everyone thought they were in this characters from this book and all this sort of thing, and so all the actors got to play a different version of themselves or a different character, which is all fine and good when you've established the characters. But this is episode 7, we haven't got to know them all yet, so it didn't really work in that sense. But still a wonderful, wonderful series, best Star Trek series in years, in since Enterprise. Still hands down a very good Star Trek series. And then we had the Orville, very political type of an episode. Went into it in my review for that. It was all right. It was okay. I enjoyed it. 65-minute runtime. I think it's a tad long for the Orville, I'll be honest. Bruce Boxleitner, Babylon 5 fame, Tron, did guest star in it, but he was under full makeup. He was like the president of, Starfleet, or whatever you want to call him in that. So you couldn't tell it was Bruce Boxleitner aside from the voice, which was highly unfortunate. We found out that Captain Mercer has a daughter with the alien girl that was on board a few seasons ago, the one that was infiltrating them. But it was good, it was fun. And then last but certainly not least, and I've left this till last, is the latest episode of The Boys. And if you've watched it, you know when I say hero-gasm exactly what I mean. Yes, we got to see a orgy of superheroes that get together and hookers and this sort of a thing, and they're using their powers with these hookers and that. There's a geezer who can sort of Fantastic Four Mr. Reed Richards his penis, and you see it. I mean, this thing is like a fireman's hose, literally. It is, snaking off around the place, and uber violent, a lot of blood, a lot of death. This program is... I don't review this program individual episodes because I would have so much trouble, because the characters are so layered, the characters are so deep, there's so much going on that I just wouldn't be able to do it justice. It's a fantastic, fantastic series, and I love it. It's from the mind of Garth Ennis, the comic book is. Garth Ennis is a comic book writer that I'm very much aware of his work on things like Preacher, when he done Preacher, and when he came onto Marvel and done The Punisher and The Punisher Max, where he was allowed to do whatever he wanted adult-wise because it was an adult-orientated comic. I'm very much aware of what he's capable of and what his mind comes up with, and he does superheroes like other people ask, Don't tell me, when you think of Fantastic Four and Reed Richards, we all know what people think. We all know, we've had these questions. He answers these sort of questions, and what people who can shrink can do. He answers these questions and in the comic. And that was fantastic. This stuff was fantastic. And Jensen Ackles from Supernatural fame in as Soldier Boy. Now this episode, this is Captain America gone wrong. This is, another, this is a character from, years ago, who's essentially been frozen but kept in cryostasis, and he comes out in the modern day, and he is very much, he's got a shield and all that sort of stuff. He's Captain America, boy style. He doesn't know nothing about the world around him and how things have changed, and this is, when you're watching it, you're thinking, this is the mirror opposite. This is exactly what Marvel could have done with Captain America, but they take it the nice route, obviously. But yeah, just, truly, that mirror opposite, that mirror universe versions of these characters exist within this series, and I totally love The Boys, and I hope it carries on for a long time. Anyway, that's it. Those are my watches for this week. Only 3 films, not a lot really, and 4 shows. Yeah. That's it. This is AJ. I'm getting going. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you've been watching in the comments below. Let me know if you've been watching this stuff. Did you experience hero-gasm as well? Let me know. Let's have a nice, friendly, lively conversation about it. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care all and goodbye.